All right, I mean, so hepatitis didn't exist back then? Come on, really? This. I just got a chance to go watch The Woman King. I'll start off by saying it's a great movie. If you're watching this, there will be spoilers. I'm not going to go into a bunch of technical details about it. I'm just going to give you my first impression. It's late in the middle of the night. I just watched it. I want to do a quick brain dump. We'll try to keep it short, but let's jump right into it. So, the movie is based off of a tribe called a tribe of Amazon female warriors. So that's the basic background. Now, I was excited to watch this movie because there's been some controversy around it. First off, being that the tribe that is kind of the centerpiece, the Dahomey tribe, is known for selling its enemies into slavery. And so some people feel like, well, why would you highlight a tribe that has such negativity when in some cases that was commonplace in Africa? Wasn't great, but our history is our history. We can't erase the bad parts. The other portion of it was that this people felt like there might have been a lot of white people who helped produce it. I would want to understand kind of the funding behind it. But with all that said, let's jump into it. Oh, another controversial thing I heard about it going into it was it sounds like some people dislike the fact that Hollywood is portraying women in more of a masculine, powerful role, which I'm kind of confused by. I have no problem with it if it's a part of our history and if it will help young black women feel better about themselves. I'm okay with it. But jumping into the movie, first thing I say about the movie is that the pacing of the movie was really, really good. There wasn't too many slow spots, and if there was a slow spot, there was strategic planning, and it jumped right back into it. I mean, even the slower parts where they're giving the origin stories of the main character still were kind of like action packed. It kind of reminded me of, if you remember, I don't know if it was Wonder Woman 1 or 2, where you kind of go through the training and the trials of things that have to be accomplished for the young women becoming warriors. Same idea, but set in Africa, but more entertaining. One of the cool things about it was that yes, there was like two factions of warriors. There was the male warriors, and then there were the women warriors, and they fought together. And in the way to describe the trial, yes, there was a king, but the women's opinions were highly valued within the tribe. He didn't just say it's my way or the highway. He took into consideration all of his trusted leaders. And so the general in the movie was essentially the highest ranking person in his court. And I think it felt like the second highest ranking person was his wife. So kind of give you an interesting balance of how they were portraying women in this civilization. Now, let's jump to the fight scenes. Fight scenes, they were gory and they were good. I'm gonna tell you like this: if you're flinchy and you're worried about seeing men being killed, don't go see this movie because they don't do nothing else in this movie. They're gonna kill some men. I mean, they're gonna kill white men. They're gonna kill black men. I'm surprised the little albino mixed dude didn't get killed, but there was some man killing. So if you had any sensitivity to that, this ain't your movie. But I don't care. They're all bad men. Kill them. It was also, in my opinion, a really good coming of age story of a teenage girl, not so much coming into womanhood, but coming into who she wanted to be as a warrior. And it was great. Her father tried to sell her off, but she stood up for herself. And because she stood up for herself, he gave her away to the king. And that's how she started the process of becoming one of the warriors. There is a plot twist. You know what? Forget it. There's spoilers. If you want to watch the movie, you don't want to hear spoiler, cut it off right now. I'm jumping right into it. When she comes to camp, she's has an innate desire to want to be successful and be the best, and has some natural talents, and shows them. But eventually, what they discover is that when the Woman King was captured by the primary villain tribe, unfortunately, she was raped. And through that process, she became pregnant and had to give away her baby. Now, here's where it gets a little weird. In the midst of having a baby, right before she gives the baby away, she took a knife and she cut the baby open and put a shark tooth in the baby's arm.
What?
Which, my wife couldn't even watch that scene because they cut a baby.
Huh?
But the part that, and it's because my brain works weird. The part that was weird to me is that you put a dirty shark tooth in the baby, and the baby didn't die. Like there was no sterilization of the shark tooth. You just shoved the shark tooth in the baby, and then the baby turns 19. She becomes a warrior, and y'all like bathing in the pool. You take a knife and you cut your baby again and take the tooth out. I said, man, what is going on here? So mama cut it twice. Anyway, that was the big plot twist that the star warrior that we were watching grow throughout the process is the daughter of the woman king, and now they have to reestablish their relationship. Like the parent has been gone forever, and now, why did you leave me? Who am I? How are we going to build a relationship? They go through that portion, and it was also about the woman king overcoming her fears and dealing with the trauma of the rape that she had. So it was a lot of layers to it. I'm spoiling it, but not really. You still need to go see it because I'm not going into that much detail. Long story short, it's a really good movie. I would watch it again. The best thing to me was the pacing. It felt like it just kept driving and driving and driving and driving and driving. Weren't too many dull moments. Watching it, I didn't really care about historical accuracy. It was. So another funny thing that I saw was, there was a lot of Afrocentric hair, and so all of the people with braids made sense. But there was one character who had like these, I think they call like straw curls, where the girls like wrap their straw set. I think where they wrap their hair around a straw, and then got these nice little things that come down. Shawty went through 2 to 3 battles with a straw set and it never messed up. I said, come on now. When we left, I asked my wife, do I need to go get some red clay and put it over your straw set so it just stay that long? Because she kept a perfect straw set through the entire movie. Still don't know how she pulled that off. And she was killing men, because they do a lot of man killing. I like that it showed that there are cultures where women didn't always have to play the subservient household managing role. Like they showed, if you wanted to become one of these warriors, you accepted the fact that you would never get married, you're never going to have kids, but you will fight and live with honor, and you will be free. And they allowed women to choose that. In addition, your voice will be valuable. The main character, the younger person, in her father's household, her voice was not valued. When she left her father's household and became a warrior, her voice was valued. So anybody that's against that, I'm like, come on, what are you really talking about? Did you feel that Hollywood's going to show black women in a strong role where their voice is valued and then that's bad? No. This movie had very, very strong black women without negatively depicting their counterparts that were on their same side. So the male faction of the group that fought with the women was never made to look in a negative light, in my opinion. There was one battle where they essentially took knives and held them up against each other's chest and tried to push each other until one person gave up. And that was their one competition, but they just fought their different parts. He used the male fighters for one thing and the women fighters for another. Just was what it was. If you're on the ropes about seeing this, just go see it. It's a really good movie. It's long. It's over 2 hours. But I think it's a really good movie. It'll fly by. Great pacing. Great acting. And, it makes me want to see other things like that. And the one thing it did make me wonder is there, in modern time, are there all-female soldiers or combat groups that exist today? So we know we have Delta Force. We know we have the Navy SEALs and things like that. And there may even be women that join these groups. But I have to assume that there's situations where you don't need a 6'2" dude with 2% body fat to go in and blow something up. You may need somebody a little smaller and more slender to take care of it. So are there special ops groups that are fully staffed by women that go take on missions? It seems like you would have it, because if you're going to have a weapon, if you're America and you basically create every weapon that you can think of, why wouldn't you have that in your arsenal? Who knows? If you know about it, let me know. Either way, this is my quick review of The Women King. I'll give it 2 thumbs up. Go see it, check it out. Viola Davis was great in it. I'm hoping that some of the co-stars will appear in other movies. We've had some really great, strong black women leads in movies these days. I just look forward to seeing others and keeping up this great work. Hopefully, they'll get the box office numbers they need to show that these type of movies can be supported and they're profitable. Because at the end of the day, Hollywood cares about making money. You can say what you want about not seeing representation. If you don't go see it and pay to see it, they're not going to produce it. And that's that on that. So, thanks for watching. Have a great day. Like, subscribe, do all that stuff. Talk to you later.